Hey guys, it is Briar Trout here and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So I leave for my first model horse show of 2024 in less than 5 days. And one thing I really need to do is make some pony pouches. I already started to pack up all of my minis, and the majority of them I already did have pony pouches for, but there are 10 that don't have any. So we need to make some really quick. I'm also pretty sure that I'm gonna need more traditional pony pouches because I definitely have more horses now than what I started out with. So today I'm showing you guys how to make the cheapest, easiest, simplest, nothing fancy pony pouches, or pony packs, or pony protectors, or pony holders. There's a million different names for it. These are not going to be the thickest, nicest, most protective pony pouches. Honestly, I feel like most of the time you really don't need one, at least when it comes to the way that I pack. Honestly, I think that model horses are a lot more sturdy than we give them credit for. And really what I'm protecting is them, first of all, not breaking, obviously, but it's pretty hard to do that, at least like in the way that I pack them, but not letting them rub up against each other, plastic to plastic, and, you know, protecting the ears and that kind of stuff. But how I have my minis packed is there is a layer of bubble wrap at the bottom, and then they're all kind of just laid flat in a little stack, and I have never had any issues. My traditionals are in big totes or foot lockers that are lined with foam padding, and then they are all in a pony pouch and, you know, puzzled together. And I have yet to have an issue. But honestly, I do put my nicer horses in my nicer pony pouches just to be sure. I definitely would not be this confident with resins, and obviously not Chinas or anything. So if you want to invest in nicer, higher quality pony pouches, lots of people sell them if you don't have the means to make it yourself. I was actually lucky enough when I first got into model horse collecting that my grandma made me quite a few really nice pony pouches that only my nicest models go in. BriarHorses.com has a few, and then there are a ton of small businesses at BriarFest, on social media, on Etsy, have their own websites. Like, you will find them anywhere. This is just for people that really need a pony pouch right now, which is me. So let's get started with this extremely simple DIY pony pouch. So the first step is to go to Walmart, or I don't know, you probably could find this in like a Target, maybe craft stores, but go and get yourself a fleece blanket. I believe that this was $3, maybe $4. It was on like the bottom shelf of the throw blanket section, and this was the only one that came in fun colors, but it's honestly fitting because the model horse show I'm going to is Rainbow Rave Live. This is nothing thick or fancy, and we are going to be using every inch of this blanket. We are going to be making blankets from traditional draft horses to stablemate foals. None of this is going to waste. But to keep this quick and simple for the video, I'm just going to be doing a stablemate pony pouch. But it's the same exact concept for traditionals or any scale, so don't worry about that. So how I started this out was just laying the blanket on my bed and taking a pair of scissors and the pony that I wanted to use. I picked the stablemate mold specifically because it is on the longer side. But after I was cutting it, it started getting a little jagged. So these pony pouches are all going to be different sizes. But since I wanted to start out making stablemate ones because I want to get those packed very quickly, I would start making traditional ones, and then out of the scraps of that, I would make stablemate ones. But we got all of these sizes from that long strip that I cut. I think I ended up being able to make 9 or 10 out of it. I already did half of them, but here are my few remaining pieces. And you can see, these are not perfect, like whatsoever, but it is totally fine. I am not selling these things. These do not have to be perfect. They just need to serve the purpose of protecting the pony. So here's the piece that we're gonna be working with. Ugh, it's rough, but like it's fine. And then you just need some needle and thread. And when I'm sewing this, I'm gonna do it so I sew here and then here, so I could just use the same long thread. So this is gonna be the opening. Also, I'm sure you figured this out by now, but if you have a sewing machine and know how to use it, just use that. I do not have that luxury in this moment, so that is why I'm doing this by hand. So I am just pulling the thread out to about my wingspan, I guess is the technical term for it. Probably a little bit longer than what most people work with, but I'm not doing this the correct way. I mean, I'm doing it the correct way to make it work, but like, we're not doing anything technical sewing wise. This is the only, I mean, besides if I'm like fixing something on my clothes, this is the only time I'm like really sewing in my life, really. So we are going to attempt to get the thread through the needle. It's like the hardest part of the whole entire thing. And we are just splitting it until the two ends reach. Honestly, it might seem so silly because I'm sure most people know how to like sew, but honestly I don't think I really learned how to until I was in like middle school. On the off chance you're younger watching this, you might not actually know how to do this. And I'm not saying this is the correct way, but this is how I learned or remember how to do it, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap this around my finger, and then you just like mess it up into a ball, I guess. And then pull until the little ball stays. And then we just start sewing. This side is a little not cute. We are just working with what we got. So I'm just starting by putting it in the corner. And then I honestly wish I knew what this stitch is called because it definitely has a correct terminology, which I probably should have looked up before doing this, but I did not. So here we are. But all I am doing is sticking it in, pulling it through, and then I come back around, go a little bit over, and keep on doing that. Trying to get you guys different angles. I really did not set this up well. And again, this is not perfect. Like, I'm not going in at the same like distance every time. Like, when I'm sitting on the couch doing this and like watching a TV show, like, it's kind of mindless. And again, I'm not going for perfection. It's really hard to go for perfection when you don't have a sewing machine, even though there are really great seamstresses out there that can do this all by hand and make it look like it was done by a machine. So yeah, this is pretty repetitive. Now I gotta show you guys how to tie it off. I'm sure most people that have ever sewn in their life know how to do this, but I don't know, I feel like this is for the people that don't know, okay? So you're gonna start basically the same way, pull it through. You're not gonna pull it all the way through with the thread. You are going to take your little needle and put it under or through the thread, and then you pull. And you are basically gonna repeat this. I think like technically you're supposed to do it like 3 times. I kind of just do it until I like run out of room usually, depending on how much thread I have, but at least 3 times, no more than like 6. Now that that's done, we are just going to cut the thread off, and then you are just going to fold it inside out so it does look a little bit cleaner and nicer, and you can't really tell the lopsidedness, I guess, as much. But there you go, there is a pony pouch. Let me go grab a pony to show you guys. I have my cute little paint G1 here, and we're just plopping her in here. And there you go. So I actually do pack my model horses with their tags, which I know some people don't do, and I totally get why. I've never had a problem with it rubbing a horse, but I also always make sure that it is peeked out of the bag, or the pony pouch, I guess. So that is why I am not worried. And into the box she goes. So there you have it, the simplest pony pouch DIY you've probably ever seen in your life. And I hope somebody out there learned something. If you guys want a packing vlog, I guess let me know and I can try and do that on Friday. And I guess talk a little bit more about the goals for the Model Horse Show and a little bit more in depth about my packing process. And then of course there will be lots of content from the Model Horse Show itself. I'll try to vlog, I'll see how much I could do. It kind of depends on how crazy the day is. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more model horse content, and most importantly, stay fabulous. Bye guys!